What's going on, guys? This is Nathan the Scrub Academy welcoming you to our next deck profile here on the channel. Today we've got Tyler with his Kashtira deck, and we'll let him jump right on into it.
So standard monster lineup, 3 Unicorn, this is the best card in the deck, searches all your spells. 3 Fenrir, searches all your monsters. You have to play 3 of each of these. 3 Rise Heart. I thought about cutting this to 2, because sometimes it can be a little bit bricky, but I don't want it like banished off the top of my deck in a mirror match, or sometimes if you open it and not too many of it, you can do different lines and have a better end result, I guess.
If you were to cut that, what would you put in?
Nothing. I'm at 41 cards.
Oh, well fine, yeah, just toss it out of there, get that out of there.
2 Scareclaw Kashtira. This is like actually maybe one of my favorites. This card outed the Scareclaw Link 3 today against Dustin. He had it up and I was like, all right, cool, all my guys going defense, attack, it gets negated, and then main phase 2, I just destroyed it. 1 Tearland's Kashtira. I thought about maybe cutting this, but it's another name to put to the board and use in a turn. Also, if you have a Rise Heart on the field, you can make your opponent banish more cards from their deck, which depending on their strategy, like Despia plays a lot of 1-ofs, you can banish some of those important 1-ofs. Ogre. This card is necessary for locking out 5 zones.
Being that guy.
Yeah, well, 5 zones on their turn, or on your turn, and 4 on their turn. Just because it lets you add the trap card to your hand. That's it for the Kashtira monsters. For hand traps, monsters, I just play Ash Blossom, and then 3 copies of Lava Golem. I summoned this like twice today, I think. Against Jaden, he put up like, what's that? Tearland's Kaleido Heart, Dragoon, something else, and I just Lava Golemed him. I also Lava Golemed Dustin with the Scareclaw board.
Making everybody mad, alright.
Yeah. I also swung for game on Dustin with his own Lava Golem. With like 7 seconds left on the clock. I just drew standby, main, switch to attack, battle phase attack. Time was called.
He just needed to stall for a few more seconds. That's all I needed to do.
3 Planet. This one's pretty self-explanatory. Searches your Kashtira monsters. It also pops a card whenever your Ira uses its effect. And in some combos, you can use it to target Ira, detach to save itself, and then summon that monster back later with Birth. That helps you lock out 5 zones pretty easily. Theosis, 3 copies of this, and you kind of have to play it. It can be bricky sometimes because it only works with other cards, but I mean, it summons a monster for free from deck, so.
Seems pretty good.
3 Birth. I thought about cutting this to 2 after last week because I played against you and I opened all 3 with no Kashtiras in hand.
Are you happy that you didn't cut it down then?
I actually am happy that I didn't cut it down because if you open either of these with either Fenrir, Unicorn, so either of these plus either of the 2 best dudes, and then the field spell, you can lock 5 zones. So having one and not needing to search it and being able to search the other is really good. It also helps your grind game a ton, so just always having access to it is nice. The last effect to target 3 cards and banish them face down from the grave is really good too. I used that like twice today. Also against Dustin.
Especially when a lot of the graveyards are, like all the decks are graveyard oriented.
Yeah.
Just being able to banish whatever they need to use.
Even if it's like not something that's like too immediately relevant, I guess. Like just getting rid of like archetype based names out of the grave can be really good because some cards just need, matching archetype cards in the grave for various different things. So just banishing them face down is strong. 3 Pot of Prosperity, just for consistency. Just help you dig for whatever piece you need. And then I play 2 Talents and 1 Thrust. I don't play the 1 Thrust because I don't have others. I have them, I just don't know. There's not like too many targets that I'd want to go for to play more Thrusts.
Good excuse.
Good excuse. I have the other 2. Colin saw me buy them. But because I guess this can be like Theosis, or it can be Talents or Imperm or whatever, but it seems like my opponents don't use monster effects as often as I would like them to when I have this. And the talents is just a broken card.
I feel like a lot of people are trying to orient themselves away from using monster effects on their opponent's turn. That way they can't do that. So.
Yeah. Some decks can't avoid it though, so. 2 Book of Eclipse. This is for Raw's Disciple Lock, the Mirror Match. You can use it against Sprite boards too. Didn't see any Sprite today. I actually played against 2 Sword Soul today, which is weird.
You didn't play against Sprite because I wasn't here.
True, and Noah wasn't here,
yeah.
and Phil wasn't here.
We were all missing.
True. Terraforming, just a search the field spell. And that's it for spells. And then for traps, 3 Imperm and 1 Big Bang. This card's actually crazy. In testing the last few days, I actually used its like on-field effect a ton, and I thought I was going to do that today. I'd like control the board with a Rise Heart and Big Bang, but I actually used its like banish effect like almost entirely the entire time. That's it for the main deck. It's 41 cards.
Got the 1 Rise Heart. Wouldn't add anything else?
Yeah, if I cut a card, it'd be like Rise Heart, honestly. Or maybe Terraforming, but I don't know. I feel like if you do the math, I feel like the odds of you getting to a field spell because you have the 41st card being Terraforming is higher than if you cut it, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I'd have to do the math, but I'm not going to.
Alright, sounds good.
Extra deck, it's a bunch of rank 7s. 2 Rise Heart. Pretty self-explanatory there, if you know what the deck does.
What does it do? Tell us.
I don't know what it does.
I'm just waiting for you to tell us.
So it's a walking macrocosmos, and then anytime a card is banished, he attaches a banished card to himself, and that's once per chain. And then he can detach 3 to target a card on the field and banish it face down. So you can either just like randomly attach like face down cards from your opponent's pile or some of your own cards, whatever you need to. Whatever you need really. A lot of the time I'll try and attach Theosis to it so that I can detach it later and get Theosis' banish effect again. But I didn't really use, except against Bader, I don't think I really used him like to his fullest potential. I think I had like 10 materials on him against Bader. Ira, this card locks the zones, so I mean, it's pretty dumb. Diablosis, I might cut this to 1 because I found when I was using Pot of Prosperity I would banish 1 of it every time because I was never going to need it. I just don't know what I'd put in for it.
Something else you'd probably banish as well.
Probably. Maybe I could play like Donner in case I get Ibleed, but I don't know, I'm just disrespectful towards the people trying to Ibleed me. No care for it. Dark Arm Dragon, I summoned this like 3 times today, I think. Maybe 2 or 3 times. This card's actually crazy because it's not once per turn. Just detach, pop a card, and then you banish a card from your grave. So if you detach a monster, pop a card, and then you banish like Theosis, you can grab back a banished Kashtira.
Combos.
Yeah. Red Eyes Flare Metal, this is my only card for time. It wasn't really relevant. The one time I summoned it for time, it got Lava Columned. So...
Didn't actually do anything.
Yeah, I could have just summoned it and passed with anti-spell set, but it didn't feel like enough. With like 3 or 4 minutes left on the clock, it felt like I needed to do something else, and then I got Lava Golem, so I shouldn't have done anything else. But that Lava Golem won me the game because I swung on it with it. But
shout out to Dustin.
Shout out Dustin, thank you for that Lava Golem. Big Eye, I didn't make this at all today, but a lot of times it does come up, so I definitely am keeping this. This card, I literally just play it to out skill drain because it's honestly just a worse version of the Dark Armed, but it contributes itself for cost to pop skill drain. And some pesky Labyrinth players around here play skill drain.
Gotta get rid of those people.
Yeah. 2 copies of Zeus. I only play 2 because of Kashtira, so that they're forced to either rip out just the 1 or go for something else so that I can still then try and Zeus them.
If they're banishing 1, which one do you prefer? They banish the secret or the ulti?
The secret.
Okay.
Don't touch my ulti with your peasant hands. But no, I don't really care. But yeah, I feel like I'm forced to play 2 because of Kashtira mirror matches. 1 Baron, just in case you don't need to use your normal summon and you have the Ash Blossom, you can just normal summon it. Synchro for Baron, to help you play around Nib or Book of Eclipse. I didn't do that at all today, but I did it last Tuesday, I think it was. I think it was last Tuesday. I'm not too sure. And then 2 Link Monsters that always get banished off of Pot of Prosperity. This one is just to get rid of Ibly so that I can... it's not as good as like Donner, I guess. But if I get rid of Ibly to summon this, and then I have Birth, and I normal summon a Kashtira from my hand, I can still try and do something. But, I mean, anything that's not Ibly on my field would be great. And then this, just so that when it's banished, I can attach it to a Rise Heart to make him unaffected by, or it can't be destroyed by card effects. I don't think I'd really change anything in the extra deck at this time. No, I mean, maybe the Donner for the other Diablosis, but
Okay.
I don't have a Donner.
All right, what do we got for that side deck?
Side deck is a lot of 2 and 3s. So I play a couple thrust targets. So Dark Hole, Harpies, and then double Lightning Storm. Dark Hole is almost exclusively for outing Ra's Disciple. Harpies for Labyrinth, and then this for like Labyrinth and, you know, Sword Soul, Rogue, whatever. Honestly, Kashtira, just pretty good. I didn't play 3 copies because of the Thrust is basically the 3rd copy. And then I have a lot of traps. So 2D barrier. Again, I didn't play the 3rd because of Thrust. I only would side this in going first too, so if they like hand trap me, I can just grab it. Never sided it in. 3 evenly matched. I think I sided that in like almost every game where I knew I was going second. Used it once or twice. It was pretty good. 3 Solemn Judgment. This is for if I'm going first, games 2 or 3. So I don't get Book of Eclipse, Regeki, Lightning Storm, whatever. You know, I just say no. Didn't side it in because I never went first. Games 2 or 3 at least. And then Anti-Spell. Just because it outs every single spell card that breaks your board except Book of Eclipse. So if people made the choice to not do Book of Eclipse because they don't want to potentially let me draw, this would answer whatever they did pick to play in their side deck or main deck. I only sided in once, which again, I feel like I'm picking on Dustin here, but it was against Dustin, and he basically just had to pass. But yeah.
At least you get to showcase that side deck. You know? I like it.
I think I would try, if I had some Iblies, I think I would try and find some room somewhere maybe. I'm not really sure where though. It's also not that consistent, like doing the Ibly thing, but I mean, it's not that it's bad.
I feel like a lot of people are putting things into their extra deck now that they can use to get rid of that Ibly.
Yeah.
So it's almost getting to the point where like it's not worth it. Some decks that you can destroy, like if you do that against Branded, yeah, okay,
like,
it's game over.
Like
but
it suffers from its own success.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Branded matchup's the only one I'm really worried about just because of dumb things like Ra's Disciple, Gimmick Puppet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand a single thing their cards do. I just know to Ash the Branded Fusion and pray that that's enough.
Hope that they don't have something else in their hand.
But yeah. Other than that, I mean, the side deck was good. I would have liked to try out the Solemn Judgment today, but
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time I'll play against some difficult opponents.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you so much, Tyler, for bringing us your Kashtira deck profile. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure to check out the live duels that will be coming up later this week as well as next week. But that's all I've got for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, this is Nathan from the Scrub Academy, signing in for now. Peace out.